Welcome to The Obsessed Marketer, how to strategize, execute, and grow your small business. I'm Andrew Haese, a social and digital media specialist for Viral Solutions.
And I'm Holland Birkey, a graphic designer here at Viral Solutions.
So this is our first episode of our Revitalized podcast. And so we just want to introduce ourselves and what we're kind of doing here. Holland, are you excited? First of all?
I am so excited.
Yeah.
I was nervous, but now I'm just really excited.
See, I think it's just exciting to kind of share some knowledge and some good insights for the small business owners out there. But speaking of that, what can a small business owner expect from the show?
So each week we're going to try to tackle a new topic that the small business owner can use to grow their business and grow their reach. New tricks, tips, things like that.
Little quick marketing strategies and stuff like that. So every week, if you subscribe to the podcast, you'll get every week, we're going to discuss new topics, whether it be new and arising trends in marketing or deep dives into successful strategies that marketers are using today, and maybe even some small business owners themselves. And of course, if you ever want a topic discussed or even delved into, you can contact us at viralsolutions.net. There's a little live chat button there. Click there, type in what we want to talk about, and we'll get in contact with you.
Yep.
So Holland, what do we talk about for the first episode?
So this week we have a really exciting topic. We're going to be talking about marketing channels and how to choose which ones to use.
I think that's a good start.
Very important for the small business owner.
All right, well, let's discuss. We're back with our first interview in the Revitalized podcast, and who better to interview than the CMO of our company, Viral Solutions, Thomas von Ahn.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
It's an honor.
So we want to talk a little bit about marketing channels and everything of that sorts for a small business owner. So what's something that a small business owner should be looking for when they're looking at different marketing channels?
Well, you should look for where your customer hangs out. That's the number one criteria. So therefore, you have to have your customer really well defined. And the way we do that is we look at demographics and psychographics of your customer. And then all these various marketing channels, they have data that can help you match where that's at.
Now, I might know what a demographic is, but a psychographic?
Yeah. So a demographic naturally is, age, gender, are they urban, suburban, rural? Psychographic is their thought process. It could be things like their political viewpoints. Now, some of these may or may not apply to our audience. You kind of have to pick which ones they are. It might be how they view the world economically, socially. Are they spiritual or religious or not? All of those types of things, how they kind of fit into little crooks and crevices in their life.
So would interests fall under psychographics
Absolutely,
then too?
yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Let's go over then some of the key marketing channels that you can choose from.
Sure. So the big ones are YouTube, Facebook, of course, Twitter. Then you've got, let's go the other end of the spectrum that are huge but really new, like TikTok. Let's go a totally different direction, which is LinkedIn, which is very business to business. And there's a lot more. There are other marketing channels that aren't social, would be email, which a lot of people think is dead, and it's far from it. Text messaging, either SMS or MMS. MMS allows you to deliver video or images. SMS is pure text. So those are what we mean by marketing channels.
So let's say for the small business owner, I know it can change depending on what you're trying to sell or what you're doing, your service. But just what what do you think would be the best marketing channel to hit?
First and foremost, you want to be great at the channels you choose, okay? You don't want to get into a situation where you feel like you have to be everywhere. Just because your friend or buddy or fellow business is somewhere doing well, that doesn't mean that's where you are. You got to be where your customer hangs out. Let me give you an example of that. Let's say that your customer is another business. In other words, it's not an individual or a consumer. It's a decision maker within a business. LinkedIn has got to be one of your first choices. The next issue to consider is there are certain channels that pretty much cover everybody, and that would be YouTube and Facebook. Those people are so good at what they do. They know so many things about everybody on the planet that they can really help you with targeting a given audience with a message. They're exceptional at it.
Yeah, let the platform do some of the work for you.
Very good point.
Because they have so much data, and they can really pinpoint and find your exact target audience, and then you can get in front of them at the right time, and way easier to like close a sale or get them to convert to a lead or things like that.
Well, I should hire you to speak for me. That was awesome.
We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
Well, it's also good for video too, since that's just booming, right?
Yes.
In terms of marketing, if you're looking at YouTube and Google ads and stuff like that.
Well, that's a whole nother aspect of choosing a channel is, are you talking about something that's text heavy? Are you talking about a podcast that's audio based, or what we call a vlog, video based blogging? Are you talking about that you're comfortable in making video? Now you've got to consider making them horizontal and vertical. So to do it really well, there's a lot to consider. Start with who your audience is. Where do they hang out? Then create your messaging one time and repurpose it across the channels you can handle and dominate on. Mm-hmm. Don't do too much.
What are some of the mistakes that a lot of small business owners might make when they're choosing channels?
First, they tend to choose channels based upon they went to a seminar, they went to a webinar, they went to a conference. Maybe they're following somebody popular like Ryan Deiss or Gary Vaynerchuk, and they see how awesome they are at something. But what they don't realize is how hard and diligent they work at being great on those channels. Okay? So follow what the data tells you to do. Produce, create, pick your channel for your avatar, then constantly look at your metrics. What's working, what's not. And what we like to say is polish the diamond. Don't worry about taking a rock and trying to turn it into a diamond. Okay? Get rid of those, polish the diamond.
So, Tom, everything we've talked about, how can the small business owner implement this?
Well, there's a lot of free resources out there on YouTube, viralsolutions.net, our website. A lot of places that give you free information and great ways to learn. We also offer free audits of your marketing that'll tend to kind of tell you what you need to improve on. So, you know, I'm an older guy and I like to think of it this way. If you gave me an hour to chop down a tree, I'm going to spend 45 minutes sharpening my axe. So really study and research and learn from other people before you rush into launch. Then create your avatar. We can help you with that also. And then we can help you pick your channels. And just pick 3 to start with and be really good at them before you choose another one.
Yeah.
You don't want to be overloaded too.
That's one way to just want to shut down, give up, and walk away.
Absolutely. Because it's going to get frustrating. I mean, in your first few years, unless you put a ton of money into this, it's going to be a slow growth engagement process.
All right, so now that we know a little bit about how to choose channels, let's go through the channels themselves.
Okay.
And kind of see what you think about that and where maybe small business owners should target then based on who's on that platform.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with the big one, Facebook, Meta. What about them?
Well, they tend to appeal to an older audience, the younger audience of millennials to Gen Z and things. for a long time have been pulling away from there.
I can't remember the last time I was on Facebook.
There you go.
I can't remember the last time I was on Facebook. Yep. My mom's like, did you see what I sent you? And I said, I haven't opened Facebook in probably 3 weeks. Before that, maybe even longer.
My parents are always like
supporting our belief.
Never post on Facebook. Never.
Used to, but now it's, So a lot older population on there.
That's
for
right.
sure.
And these are the things that you need to know and you need to understand, okay, when you go to pick a channel. Let's go the other extreme and let's talk about one of the newest channels out there, which is TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love
Video
TikTok.
Based. Yep.
Love
TikTok. But the problem could be, depending upon what you're selling, is that 50% of TikTok's audience is age 10 to 19. Okay?
They're not buying a lot. They're not doing a lot.
Yeah.
Well, if you're selling toys, the children and teens are really good at influencing their parents, things of that nature. So if that's your approach, that's a great way to go.
Yeah.
A business like ours doesn't work so well. Now, another example would be what works well for us is LinkedIn. But a lot of consumers aren't there. The business owners, the business leaders, the recruiters, the people who have jobs out there looking for new ideas, that tends to be a popular channel for those.
So would you say that's more popular for then like B2B
Yes.
marketing?
Yes.
Okay. So then, what about another platform like Twitter or Instagram? We could do Instagram.
So those tend to kind of fit in between. So Instagram is owned by Facebook, now known as Meta. And Instagram historically has been real vertical image heavy. They're changing to where they're trying to be more video based. So really Instagram is an extension of Facebook, that what they did is change the format and the delivery mechanism. The audiences are similar. Instagram would be substantially younger audience than what Facebook would be.
I know Instagram too, I've noticed over the past year, they're pushing a lot of shopping on Instagram. So people I follow a few clothing brands or even brands that I don't even follow, but they're similar to the stuff I like. Like we said, all this data, they have so much data on you and they can suggest posts to you. And a lot of it's been shopping. You can click on a product and an image and a price will come up, take you to the website, put it in your cart. It's very fast. So Instagram would be great for B2C.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
A lot of quick,
consumer goods.
Yes. Consumer goods, clothes, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many people I know in my life who just instantly bought things off of Instagram that they probably shouldn't have or whatever. It just click easy buy.
Me, I bought rings from there and then they come and they don't look anything like what they're supposed to. But it's the way that you can market your product on Instagram. It can look so bougie and that's a lot of your content too. You can make beautiful content and it'll get people to buy.
Absolutely. Great points, guys. Great points.
So then what about changing up your messaging between platforms? Is that something that should be kind of strive to do?
Great question. So first and foremost, you also have to understand how these channels find your audience, and they really vary. So let's take YouTube, for example. Everybody looks at YouTube as this host of videos. But really, they're the number 2 search engine in the world. And
next to Google.
Yeah.
and they're both owned by Google.
Absolutely. And Google is always done things based upon keyword search. So in YouTube, your title is really important because unless you have a big subscriber audience and following on YouTube already, the way to be found is based upon being found via search of keyword in your title and description. If you're not getting activity, the first place to modify is your titles and descriptions. Don't worry too much about your video. The title and description is what's going to get you found. In Facebook, that's totally different. Facebook does things based upon demographic targeting. They're trying to predict based upon what your information is, who likes your business page, who is engaging with your page, and then they're trying to replicate that audience for you behind the scenes.
Got it. So then about changing up your messaging then. So if it's just not just video, let's talk about, posts with copy in it or just images. Is there something different that you should be doing? Say if I'm posting something on Facebook and Instagram at the same time.
So again, Instagram is very visual based. So is Facebook, but there's what's called a mini blog or a micro blog on Facebook that's text heavy and then links back to your website. Those are very effective. Mm-hmm. So our very short videos, we like them under a minute, but certainly under 2.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. You're just trying to get the point across. So the thing with Facebook is change it up. Use graphics, use video, use microblog length text of several hundred words. And then when you're in Instagram, that's all image based. Mm-hmm.
And for Facebook and Instagram too, I know carousel posts do really well on those. Those are good for engagement too, because the act of swiping or clicking and going like that will boost your engagement. So for those two platforms, carousel posts are really good to start getting in the mix as well.
The key to what Holland's talking about there, once you get all this perfected, is really watch your engagement ratios. In other words, how many people saw it versus how many people truly engage with it. Mm-hmm. Because that's what these channels are looking at. Frankly, they look at the audience not as yours. They look at the audience as theirs, mm-hmm. and they want a lot of engagement. And the people who get a lot of engagement on a ratio basis, in other words, you had 100 people look at it, but you only had 2 people engaged versus somebody else had 20. They're going to promote the people who get more engagement for free than mm-hmm. they will people who don't.
Yeah, so that kind of all ties back to making your content good, polishing the diamond. You want something that's people will engage with. They like that piece of content. If you're just pushing out content after content, like, yeah, it speaks volumes, but you're not going to get as many engagements. And those platforms are looking for engagements. So if you only post maybe one thing a day and it's really great and people are liking it, people are sharing it, that is way better than posting, say, 3 things a day that are just nobody cares about.
Absolutely.
They don't want that.
Mm-hmm. And here's the secret sauce behind this. It's easy for all of us to talk about ourselves and what we do, but what gets the most engagement on all channels is talking about your audience's needs, pains, and problems, and how you are the right person to solve that need or problem. Don't make it about you. What we say is, look at me, look at me, look at me. No, it's all about them.
So then let's wrap this up a little bit and just go back to the main point and just reiterate how a small business owner can do this again. Let's just recap that.
So number 1 is have your avatar really well fleshed out. We've got a really good 1-page PDF from digitalmarketer.com that has literally helped double the size of over 10,000 businesses. And this is the key to all marketing. Then 2, create your marketing content one time and get ready to repurpose it. We like to start with blogs, and then we create social media off that blog. We pull out teaser questions. We turn them into videos. We turn them into graphics. This is how you can help fuel social media without feeling like you're inundating yourself.
Yeah.
And the third key point is be selective on your channels, match them to the avatar, pick no more than 3, and don't add another one until you're really good at it. You're getting the engagement rates you need. You're starting to spend advertising money to push out to a longer audience, and that you can handle it.
Perfect. Well said. Where can they find you, Mr. Thomas von Ahn, if anybody wants to, get some help?
What we would like is have you come to our website, viralsolutions.net. And we love it when you order a free marketing audit. We do anywhere from 20 to 50 points of your marketing. This goes beyond social, but it's really going to help you understand where all your strengths and weaknesses are, and it's going to give you a third-party objective viewpoint on this. And we will spend a lot of time on your messaging and your social. You can email us at contact@viralsolutions.net. There's forums on our website. You can engage with us on social. But the best way to get more information, more help to yourself so that you can really conquer this for free yourself is to order a free audit from us.
And we'll have all those links for you in the show notes as well as the description of this video. So you can go ahead and get that free marketing audit. So thank you, Tom. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so Holland, that was pretty insightful for what Tom said and everything about marketing channels. What are some of the kind of takeaways that you got from it?
For me, the thing that Tom really was hammering home is pick 3 channels.
Yeah.
Do not overstretch yourself. That is one way to get so burnt out and just want to throw in the towel and quit, which you don't want to do. This is your baby. This is your new business. You want it to succeed. So really just pick 3 and make them great.
And I agree with that because as someone, I've started social media channels before and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to hop on every single one of them. And then it gets overwhelming because it's like, okay, I have to remember to post on all of these, maybe change it up a little bit. Yeah. Remember that, oh, I need some more images for Instagram or stuff like that. So I think that's definitely, a good key point.
Unless you have a huge marketing team to back you up, which most people don't, it's a lot of work to be making great content on all these different channels. And that's just, it's not realistic.
Yeah. And I think it was even nice that Tom kind of laid out who's on those primary channels because you don't really think about that often. It's like, oh, I just use whatever I use. And maybe I just want to use Facebook because that's what I'm comfortable with and that's what all my friends are on. But no, it's different.
You may be comfortable on Facebook, but is your target audience comfortable on Facebook?
Exactly.
It all comes back to the target audience.
And that's another thing that Tom really talked about too, is looking at those demographics and the psychographics as well of who is engaging with your content.
Yeah. Make sure you know your target audience inside and out. Step into their shoes so that you can market for them better, get in front of them where they are and when they're on these channels.
Exactly. So if you have any more questions or even something you want to reach out more about on multi-channel marketing, we're here to help as well. You can go to viralsolutions.net and click that little chat bubble. And then you can send us a message and we can help you out with that.
Yeah, we got plenty of people here to answer your questions.
Yeah, or even send us a DM, viral.solutions on Instagram. All of it's linked in the show notes for you. Yep. And you can even start with a free 50-point marketing audit for your business to see kind of your pain points and what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong for your business. And again, that's at viralsolutions.net. And let's talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about next week.
Ooh, next week I'm very excited.
Yes.
So next week we're talking about robots.
Yes, we're traveling to the future. Or is the future already here?
Oh, it's here.
It's here.
It's here. It's AI and it's here to stay.
Oh my gosh. And we're going to talk about artificial intelligence.
Yes, artificial intelligence in marketing and how it can help you and your business. It's really powerful stuff. Machine learning. It's going to be great.
It sounds scary, but we'll make it sound better.
Yeah.
We'll make it sound a little easier for you.
It's not killer robots. Don't worry. It's a little more simple than that.
All right. So subscribe to the Obsessed Marketer podcast for that. Stay tuned to all of our socials at viral.solutions. And that's it for now. I'm Andrew Haese.
And I'm Holland Birkey.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
The Obsessed Marketer is a production of Viral Solutions and produced by Andrew Haese, Holland Birkey, and Joel Schmitz. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to let us know what you think. And send any topic suggestions to viralsolutions.net. Just click the blue chat bubble at the bottom of the page. Visit viralsolutions.net for more information on how to strategize, execute, and grow your business. And subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen.